If you're listening right now to the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we know something about you. We know that you're obsessed with Little House on the Prairie.
For more than half a century, Little House on the Prairie, the series and the books have been bright lights for people all over the world who seek out goodness, decency, and human connection.
Here on the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we celebrate everything that made Little House so special.
The stories, the characters, the actors, and the messages that have made Little House iconic family television.
And a perfect counterpoint to a world that feels like it's going off the rails every day.
Where is Michael Landon when we need him most? I'm your host, Pamela Bob.
And I'm your prairie bitch, Alison Arngrim.
And I'm Dean Butler.
Our hashtag imaginary boyfriend. Join us for our loving, quirky, and often irreverent conversations about the finest family drama in the history of television.
And the imperfect people who made it that way.
Presented by our devoted patrons, and visit simivalley.com.
Okay.
Do we have to? Okay.
Oh, do we have to? Okay, hi, we're rolling. Hi, everybody. Just talking. Yeah. Just talking and not realizing that we're rolling. Hi, everybody. Welcome, bonnet heads. How are you? I'm Pamela Bob, creator and star of Living on a Prairie, or also as known as, this is the new one, hashtag Who's That Lady? I got another one this week. Two fresh ones in the comments. Who's that lady? Well, it's me.
Well, and you're also now a Broadway World nominated actress, too.
I
Yes,
just
she
found
is. She's
that out.
nominated.
Yes, wait, let me do the introductions. And then we'll
Okay,
thank you for
okay.
coming in with that.
Never
That's very
excited.
generous of you. Let me introduce you, for gosh sake. Okay,
Okay.
we know her. We love her. She's the one and only Prairie Bitch. That's right, Alison Arngrim is here. I love the glasses, with the shirt, with the hair, with the earrings. Girl, yeah. Oh, and the necklace, too. She's coordinated. All right,
my
and
God.
also... Dean doesn't notice these things. He's like, huh?
I just wear a blue shirt with a blue scarf.
Wait, here we go. Dean rocking the glasses with the chic scarf. That's right. I'm pumping you up too. That's right. Yeah, he's looking good, as he always does. He's our hashtag imaginary boyfriend. That's right. Dean Butler is here. Hi, guys.
Hey. Good
You
morning,
got
good afternoon, good
nominated.
evening.
Wishnoff got nominated. You got nominated.
Yeah, I know. So these
Yeah.
Broadway World nominations came out. I had absolutely no idea. I got a text from my girlfriend, Joya Bradley, who I did Cracked Open, which was a show we did together in the spring, just with the text saying, congratulations, yo ass is nominated. And I was like, what are you talking about? So it's a
That's
vote. It's a
awesome,
voter
Pamela.
thing. You have to vote for the person that you want. So hey, newly
Your colleagues-
10,000
your colleagues
Instagram
like you.
followers, you can vote for me.
And you got to get on there, because if there is someone nominated who is like age 15 to 20 and they have a lot of friends,
They get on it. I know it's a bit of an unfair.
So yeah, they will get votes. So you have to like get in.
Come on, Prairie peeps, you can do it. No, not that
So,
I even feel
are you
silly
gonna,
asking.
Are you going to publish the link?
I guess
Yeah.
I'll
In
put
the
them in the
notes?
show notes. Sure.
Yeah,
why
you
not?
have
Yeah.
to do that.
It's very nice to be recognized. I find awards
listen.
very silly, but it is very, very lovely to be
Yes, it's good.
recognized.
It's good.
Look, this is what the trade papers, this is the whole business
I
they're
know.
in. This is why people spend huge amounts of money on advertising campaigns
Yep.
to encourage a vote.
Yeah.
You're doing the same thing. Why not?
Because it
Do
feels
it.
gross. But
Be
anyway,
a player.
be a player.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's how any updates that you guys, we're going to be together very, 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 very soon in Simi Valley.
I know. Strathern Park is coming. It's just the final details are coming together. It's going to be a sprint to the gates
Well, it
opening
always
on
is.
the 12th.
Yes.
It always is.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be a sprint. I mean, everybody's going to be, all of us who are involved in this are going to be asked to do 10 things we had no idea we were going to be doing.
Yeah, they'll all suddenly,
Before we
by
get
the way,
there.
we're doing this.
What? Huh? Yeah, I know.
Let's
I got
go.
a text from you
Let's
saying,
do
hey,
a
will you
show.
sing with me? And I was like, oh, we're singing? Sure. Okay.
What?
I don't know. I literally have no
You'll be
idea.
singing. I'll be just trying to fit in.
That's not
I'm
true.
sticking to comedy. Thank God.
Yeah, no, good for you. Good for you.
All right,
So we
well-
have something. So what are we doing today?
So as promised, we have part 2 of the audience
okay.
questions from our live NYC podcast event, which is so freaking awesome, which we're still reeling from in a good way, not a bad way. So we have a lot to get through. So we're going to do some speed rounds for hopefully for some of these. And are you guys ready? First, let me introduce the whole show from UB and Go and Prairie Partners and Visit Simi Valley and our wonderful patrons. You know what this is. It's the Little House on the Prairie 50th Anniversary Podcast. Okay, I think I've had too much coffee today is really what we're experiencing right now. Okay. I've had a few hours on you. I'm in East Coast time. Okay, ready for question number 1? Here it is. What Little House on the Prairie merchandise do you wish was manufactured? This was asked by Tammy. Tammy or Tommy? Oh, Lord. I'm going to assume it's Tammy, but if it's Tommy, I apologize.
So Tammy or Tommy, there was a lunch. There were lunch boxes. There were some games. Alison, you know better what the merch was in the beginning. It wasn't a lot.
There was not as much as there should have been, and it was not promoted that heavily. It was weird. It should have been like a huge thing. I remember my father, Thor Arngrim in the merch, complained. He's like, they got a lunchbox. They just need a tin pail. You put a cloth in it. It's the Little House lunchbox. You could sell them for $40. He's right. But they had a lunchbox, which is adorable, and you can still find, they had color forms.
And we still see them.
Chris Chaika has the lunchbox.
I have one. Color forms, a game. The game is terrible. It's more boring than Candyland. I'm sorry. All they did was draw like a thing, and then you have to get home. It's just like nothing happens. It's like a very dull game.
There's no
there
plague.
Was bad Halloween costumes. The dolls, there were some okay dolls, but it was like, Ashton Drake. Ashton Drake did dolls. I don't know if that was more on the book.
A beautiful porcelain, and they broke the molds on those dolls at a certain point. Now Queen's Treasures currently does a new line of dolls.
And I have the Nelly in all of them. I have like 2 Ashton Drakes and 1 Queen's Treasure. Yeah, I have everything. There should have been more. There should have been a better game where like really Laura and Nellie face off, a more difficult like board game could have been wild. Nellie should have been on the lunchbox. I'm not. Bunny, the horse is on the lunchbox.
Well,
I'm not.
And that's what we're trying to do fun stuff on our merch store, stuff that has not been seen or done before. And for me, I like the cheeky stuff or the Insider Baseball, Insider Prairie stuff.
We should have had action figures. There were the China dolls. There should have been action figures because then you could have made Lauren like could fight. It could be exciting. And there should have been more dolls. There should have been. There wasn't a Mr. Edwards doll. There should have been like more.
Well,
there should have been more
I
stuff.
definitely think there should be an official Little House on the Prairie sanctioned paw shirt, which is what would Charles do? Like the
there should be just officially sanctioned paw shirt.
What would Charles do? Well, yes, so in another entity that Alison and I are involved in, we have at some point we will have the ability to do that shirt. So those kinds of things are potentially coming.
Yes. So stay tuned. All right, ready for next question. Yeah. Are there any updates on? This is for me. Are there any updates on green lighting or turning Livin' on a Prairie into a half-hour episodes of series? Listen, guys, it's written, it's primed and ready. I just need a yes person. I just need someone to say yes and do it and bank it and produce it. So tell your friends. And honestly, what really helps is if you like and subscribe. I hate saying that, but if you like and subscribe all of my socials, Living on a Prairie, Prairie TV.
Don't hate it at all. That's the currency that we live in.
Watch it. Let's turn this thing viral, and then we'll be able to do it. Viral.
Repost my scene all over social media. I like it because I like watching my scene because it's really good.
All right, Dean Butler question. That's literally what they wrote. Yes. Dean Butler question. Okay. How did you feel about the age difference between you and Melissa Gilbert?
I barely noticed it. I barely noticed it.
Perfect answer.
I was just there to do scenes with an actress.
Yes.
And the age was really, I wasn't thinking about all of that. So that's the quick answer that sort of tries to skirt all the
Sure.
all the stuff that goes on. Look, I don't think this was easy for either one of us, and but I think what I would say is, despite the perhaps some discomfort over the age, just because what it is, it's about, we all can relate to this. This is about life experience, and if you have virtually no life experience in a particular thing that you're being asked to do, it's very challenging to do it. I give Laura a lot of credit. Laura stepped in a big way to do this, and it wasn't easy for her. But look, Michael wrote these scenes.
Yep.
And she stepped in them
And he
did
cast
them,
you.
I think did them to the best. Everyone did them to the best of their ability.
Yeah.
And I think that's so. Look, now, the 8 years that we are now at 69 and 61 is nothing.
Right.
But then 15 and 23 at the
Right.
beginning of this was a big deal.
Right.
It was a big deal.
It's difficult for all couples who are cast because generally, Charlotte Miss Beadle actually kind of picked her guy, Mr. Sims. It was getting down between two and three
She
people.
hired him.
She did.
She hired. Well, they had already gone like, we love this guy. We love this guy. It was like 2 or 3 people left, and they were kind of leaning towards the guy who got. But they had them, and she happened to come into the office. And they went, "Oh, hey, who do you like better?" And she didn't say the guy I went to college with, who I already know. And I'm crazy about.
Right.
She went, "I'm not going to say that." "Oh, I think he has a good look." And they went, "Okay, yeah." And it's like, it's terrible.
He was terrific.
She got her buddy.
He was terrific.
And so, but that happened. That never happens. Normally what happens is, hey, you're married to this person and we're shooting all the love scenes first day.
Yeah.
Perhaps you should
Yeah.
chat over breakfast and introduce yourselves.
Yeah.
And that's really hard for all the actors to come in and they go, "Well, now you're in love with this person." "Oh, am I?" And it's always weird. It's always weird. And you try to make it less weird. And I mean, I was very lucky. I had the pig farmer and Percival, and that worked out. I mean, yes, they're both obviously older than me, but we had some kind of thing. We talked. It was okay. I didn't mind them, but it can be so weird. And there's grown people who played husband and wife on series for years, and the stand-up for people who liked each other was Bob Newhart and Suzanne Plachette.
That actually liked
Literally,
each other.
Frick and Frack, those two, yeah. But I talked about, I said, everyone who's married on TV either absolutely adores each other or can't stand each other. It's just crazy. It's really hard to have fake pretend romance on TV. It's not.
The one of the classic moments for Bob Newhart was and I think maybe he just did it. I think actually it was a blooper with Mary Fran on the second, where he called her Emily during a scene, and they were shooting. It was a shooting of the show, and it was a very funny moment as he said Suzanne Plachette's character's name instead of Mary Fran's character's name. And Mary Fran had a great reaction,
I bet.
and he was hysterical.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, these things are interesting and fun, and we have good experiences and we have not good experiences in that realm. I've had nice experiences and not nice experiences. So there you go. But you do what you do.
Right.
You roll the dice.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Kim from Dayton, Ohio wants to know, while in New York, I mean, this ship has sailed, but while in New York, what Broadway show would you like to see, or what would you have liked to have seen?
Man, we got slammed and didn't get out to anything. We didn't get out to anything. What was that? Chess. I wanted to see Chess.
I would have loved to have seen Hamilton while we were there, and that
I can't believe you haven't seen Hamilton yet.
I know. I was not prepared to drop $1,000 a ticket to see
No,
Hamilton.
because Leslie
when it
Odom
the
was
hottest
still in
ticket
it, and
town.
tickets were over $1,000. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And
It was
those were the
just
discount
crazy.
tickets.
I know people who did. They dropped that ticket, and
Yeah.
they flew to New York. They spent
loved
that
it.
money, and they loved it.
And it was
They
worth every penny.
loved it.
Yeah,
But you can watch it. Isn't there the one that they showed on TV? That's like on Netflix
Yeah.
or something.
Yes.
You can watch it. You can watch it. I watched
You
it. It was
can.
great. It was great. I watched it
Yeah,
on TV.
and that original cast. Hello. Okay, Tony from Springfield, Ohio wants to know, what would your character have been doing for the decades past the final season? Thank you, Tony.
Well, I would have been in New York. And the story is, and it's funny because Pam Roylance, our Sarah Carter there, Pam and I had this conversation because in the weird episode, The Return of Nellie, where I come back for 5 minutes, it's mentioned that she works for the paper. She's writing for the town paper. And she says, oh, I must interview you about your life in New York. And then, of course, it's never mentioned again. It goes down into the vortex with the Reverend Alden's wife and everybody. Where would that go? And she said, so what would that be like if for like a little fanzine thing at an event? What if I interviewed you? What if we went into character and I interviewed her about your life in New York? And I'm like, I am down. And we went out and got coffee and donuts and literally did the interview. Because Percival and I ostensibly went to New York to, his father had died. We went to take care of his mother and run the store. So I went, wow, okay, so we're in New York at this point, late 1800s, like well into the 1880s in New York. So they're building the subway. I mean, stuff is happening.
Gilded Age. They're building Avenue, right?
Age. Yeah. There's electricity, there's everything. And we're running a store in a completely Jewish neighborhood. And I'm this blonde, terribly goyim shiksa wife, but being the good wife with the children, the husband, helping in the store. And how are the locals who have been used to just his dad in the store reacting to him and I in the store together? And he would be modernizing and updating everything because Percival would be like that. And would that freak them out? And would I be using all the new transportation and the streetcars? And where are we sending the children to school? We're in New York. We could send them anywhere. So there was all kinds of fascinating stuff of what our life would be like in modern, wild, swinging up to New York.
Well, I think you guys should absolutely film this conversation and put it up on YouTube and TikTok because it would get millions of views. It would be amazing.
Actually, Alison, I think you're right. I think you and Pamela should
do
together.
it.
Maybe we should have Pamela on. You could do the interview, and we could all comment on it as you're doing it.
Yeah, I had thought about this for years. We'd both been having the conversation in our head for like 37 years or whatever. Wow. So it was great. So so she asked great questions. We totally went into character sitting there like a Dunkin' Donuts. It was awesome.
That'd be awesome. So Almanzo would be raising apples and Morgan horses for decades afterwards. I mean, that's what Almanzo did.
Yeah.
Almanzo was born to be a farmer and a horseman, and that's what he did. And even after his stroke limited his mobility somewhat, but that's what he did. I think Almanzo was a true horse whisperer. He had a touch with those animals, and he wanted nothing more than to be a successful farmer. That's what he would have done.
I love that.
That great. May not have been a great thing for television, but for his life, that's what he would have done.
Yeah, he was at that nice place in Missouri. We've all been there. We've seen where.
I mean, that was the place Missouri, the land of the big red apples, was closer to the kind of land that he had grown up farming, and so he was much more comfortable there, and felt like his skill sets were. I mean, he could be successful as a farmer there.
Yeah.
He was never wild. They were never wildly successful as a farmer, but Laura's writing he could be a gentleman farmer at a certain point because Laura's writing towards the end of their life really changed everything.
Right.
I have visions of him bringing her cups of coffee while she's writing the books.
I think we're a really wonderful partnership. I think we were a wonderful team. I really feel like they worked together to do whatever it was that they were going to do. He supported her. She supported him.
100%.
Really good. Yeah.
Okay, next question. Alison, what were your thoughts when the character of Nancy was introduced?
Well, I could not help but be slightly taken. They got another little girl. Oh, look, she's also named Alison. What a coinky dink. Oh, and that's my wig, you little brat.
With ALLISON.
Right, yes.
The American
big
spelling.
difference.
Canadian spelling, they are. But can you imagine, the first thing I thought was Susan and Michael and all the people involved in the casting. When that child walked into the room with that face, because that face, when she's able to do that thing with her little nose, like, the little pinched little face, she's got the look, and come into the room and do the reading she must have done, which must have been off the charts, because look at her. And then they say, honey, what's your name? Alison. I can just see Michael going, bah! You're hired. It's like he went, that's a good one. Yeah, take her. But she was so brilliant because, I got to meet her, obviously, and we talked, and she said, well, I didn't want to copy you because I was a little thing watching the show growing up. She was 11. She's the same age I was when I started. And she said, you went with imperious and snotty and snooty and bitchy. I decided to go with crazy. I said, nailed it. She said, her mom was a psychologist. She said, well, we were kind of talking and going, well, she's been in this orphanage and something's gone really wrong and she's really disturbed. And so she's like acting out. It's like a psychological thriller at this point. And I was like, what a great idea. And did she carry it off? Good Lord. So I was like, awesome, dude. And we got to do a scene together where I held her nose while she's trying to sleep. So we had a high old time. I thought it was great. There are people who are very territorial about Nellie Olson. And I've always said it's not the Highlander. There can only be one. I swear it's okay. There could be more. I thought she was so brilliant at what she did. Because people, but she was so annoying. Like Will Ferrell. That was the idea. If it was fingernails on the blackboard, that's what she was going for. And she achieved it.
She did it.
She did it.
Big time.
I mean, I thought Nancy was amazing.
Yeah. So I'm pro Nancy, sorry.
Now, here's the thing. We had invited her to come to Simi Valley to join us. She finally wrote me last night saying that she would not be able to attend. But I would like to query our listeners out there. How many of you would like to see that moment, that experience on a stage with Alison and Allison, Alison,
the Nellie Nancy sisters
together? I just think it would be off the hook, incredible, and I think people would love it. But how many of you out there listening would love that? That's what I'd like to know.
You would love, because 100 years ago in Tombstone we had that thing, and there was a and we were together, and we were, and it was epic. We played with the wig.
This was like 20 years ago.
Yeah. We played Is It Me or Is It the Wig? And we tried on the wig. We both took turns wearing the wig. You should have seen people. So no, she's a lovely girl. And she's talented and charming and sings and all that.
Yes.
And so, absolutely. But she's a working girl. Was she? She was doing cruise ships and singing on cruise ships.
She and I did telethons together. We did When I'm 64 together.
Okay,
at
somebody
the Children's
please
Miracle
YouTube
Network
this.
Telethon.
Someone has this. Please post it. Find it. Send it to us. Yeah. Okay. Oh, by the way, your Christmas, your Macy's Thanksgiving float has like over 300,000 views on it. It went totally bananas.
Well, probably 150,000 of them are me watching it again and again because I had never seen it. So I really got a kick out of seeing that.
There are two different ones. There are two different performances, two different years.
The Don't Fence Me In, and then there was The Wanderer in a later year.
I can't believe they chose Don't Fence Me In. That is wild. Okay, next question for Allison. Another Allison question. What was your most memorable Nellie moment? And also, Dean, what was your most? I know we all know what it is.
This is like spoon. Yes, go ahead.
I know,
Allison.
we know.
What is the most memorable moment?
Dean, same question for you. What was your most memorable scene with Melissa, with MG?
Yeah.
My most memorable scene with MG?
Memorable moment. I mean, obviously, all of them are burned into my brain. All your favorite Nellie moments. Yes, I'm remembering them too. Of course, it's going down the hill in the wheelchair. Who does that? I didn't have to take that hill into the pond. They started me down it and stopped the chair, which was kind of terrifying because what if that didn't work?
Right.
And then Stunt Lady, thank you, Stunt Lady, did the thing. And then, but then they went to the other hill so they could have more footage. It was near the little house. It was less steep, didn't have a pond at the bottom, but was longer. And put me in that chair and went off. You go, oh my God, my teeth were rattling in my head. It was insane. And I was just like, why am I doing this? It was, yes, I will never forget that.
Iconic. Dean?
I think I love the first scene that we did together, or not the first. It was the end of Back to School after being dragging her out of the mud fight and taking her back to the house and
leaving me there.
Very sweet scene as she,
That's I'm a woman
her or
scene.
trying to encourage her. It leads into the I'm a woman scene,
right?
Just very sweet, convincing her that. That she would be okay with a teacher. That was a really special scene for me also because Michael took that scene on to the Tonight Show before the season premiered and showed that to the national audience. And introduced me on the national
Wow.
to the national audience on that Tonight Show episode with Johnny Carson.
Wow.
So I mean, that was a really lovely scene. I think that played right into sort of the whatever the empathy is. I just felt like that was right in the pocket for me in terms of like just the vibe. So I love that.
That's great. Okay, next one. Maria Campanella from Holbrook, Long Island. Hi, Maria. We know you.
Hi, Maria.
Which character on Little House on the Prairie would you have liked to have been friends with? For example, Harriet Nels, Charles, Uncle Chris. Ooh, she did an Uncle Chris reference.
I'm sorry.
The handyman.
I'm sorry. Who's
the handyman episode?
Hubba, Uncle Chris.
I would have liked to have been friends with Uncle Chris.
Uncle Chris. No, he was Uncle Chris. That's right, Uncle Chris.
They just met this man.
The way
don't even know
moment played, that was all that Uncle Chris stuff. That was really just sort of bizarro.
They just met him. This strange man is working on the Uncle Chris.
Uncle Chris. That is such a. I don't know. I describe it. I feel like that's such a Beverly Hills thing to do. You know, when you're sort of, that's sort of
making the staff. Uncle Auntie.
You're just sort of attaching intimacy or connection to someone where there is none, and you're doing it because it's just sort of a nice thing to do. And I don't know. It always feels a little. I've been called Uncle Dean by people who I'm not related to. It's like, okay, but it's a little odd.
As a teenager, I did call other stand-up comics and people I work with Uncle in it as a joke because we thought it was a ridiculous thing to do. You know, Uncle Jay Leno.
Now, in many
cultures, the point being that you would like to have known Uncle Chris. So
I mean, hello.
Who would I have want to be friends with if the character was like a real person and I could hang out with them? I'm so partial to Miss Beadle. She's fun. Oh well, Mrs. Garvey, because as we know, also Hershey in real life was definitely someone to be friends with and hang out with. But Mrs. Garvey was definitely looked like a really fun person to hang out with.
Oh yeah, I'd buy that.
I would have loved to have known Aunt Charlotte better.
Aunt Charlotte.
But
that is a niche. Yes. Wow, you're going deep, Dean. That is an unexpected answer.
No, I just think Charlotte Stewart is one of the most attractive in so many different ways. This incredibly attractive woman, and she just has this wonderful.
So you're just saying Charlotte, not Miss Beadle, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, it could be Miss Beadle too.
But Charlotte, I mean, this is a woman who hung out with Joni Mitchell and
the coolest woman of all time.
I mean,
Charlotte's pretty, and still so attractive, so wonderfully sort of flirtatious and cool in the way she deals with people. I love Charlotte.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
Agreed. You guys have gotten
Charlotte. You'd be the one.
Wow. Now Mike's gonna have to back that. You're gonna get a check from Michael there, buddy.
People Magazine's gonna pick that one up.
Right?
No.
Charlotte, happy Michael. We'll have some between Catherine and then Michael. You got your wife and her husband. We'll have a chat about this.
Okay, go ahead. Next question.
Okay, next question, which you've you've answered this one a million times, so let's keep it short and succinct. Laura from Montgomery, New York wants to know, have either of you two tried cinnamon chicken? Ha ha.
Oh God, yes. I love it. I loved it. I made it at home.
Yeah.
I think it's really good, and people don't really know about. And I did put a little pop of cayenne pepper in it. It just because it just felt right to do that,
it doesn't have to
and
be
it was
exclusively cinnamon. Yes,
and you need the one that's kind of saucy, has a sauce.
Correct.
Kind of,
yeah. I thought it was awesome.
It's more like a crispy pan fried. You put like flat. It's like you dredge your chicken thing in flour, fry it, but you've added tons of cinnamon and other spices to the flour. So it's great. I do it with mashed potatoes and green beans.
It's like a dessert chicken.
Yes.
Yes. Scoop of ice cream. No.
Oh, no, the cinnamon is savory.
Cinnamon and sugar on a crispy crust on a chicken with a scoop of ice cream on top.
Not chicken. No, it's cinnamon and pepper and stuff. It's savory. It's
Yeah,
like,
savory,
cinnamon,
rich.
it's more like an East Indian exotic.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yes.
It's freaking awesome. It's great.
All
Cinnamon
right.
chicken rolls.
Next, these are a couple of questions. Is there an episode?
We should actually take a little break here. Let's take a quick break.
Break.
Sorry. Let's
Teaser.
take
What a
quick
cliffhanger.
break.
My God. Okay. Hang on, everybody. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
When you visit Simi Valley, California, you're stepping into the pages of history. Go from the pioneers to the presidents. Explore beautiful wildflowers, hike through iconic Hollywood locations, and end your day aboard the actual Air Force One at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum. Throughout the summer, take the Little House 50th Anniversary Tour at Big Sky Movie Ranch. Less than 15 minutes from Los Angeles and 30 minutes from Universal Studios, Simi Valley has small-town charm with big-time history. Go to visitsimivalley.com for more information. We are so grateful to visitsimivalley.com for their commitment to presenting the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast.
Here we are. We're back. 2 questions on this card. Is there an episode you wish you appeared in? 1. And 2, what's the biggest thing that surprises you about Little House fans?
Okay, 2 episodes. I think I wish I'd been. First of all, so jealous I wasn't in the Johnny Cash episode because then I would have gotten to meet Johnny Cash.
Yeah, that's
if I
wild.
been
You
in,
never
just
met
like
him.
in the church scene, just for a minute. The other is, I know. Hey, I came back for Return of Nellie. I would have liked to have come back and with Percival in tow, preferably for the grand "Let's blow it all up" thing. I know Jonathan. I got to blow up the hotel because he was running it by then. As traumatic as it was for people, I would have liked, in a way, to have the closure of that. And I thought it was a fascinating episode, and I would have very happily blown up a building.
Yeah.
I'd have done it.
Boy, and asking a question about what episode, I really don't have an answer to that. I think that the episodes were all so nicely structured around what they were asking to do. I mean, I got to do the fun things I got to do.
Yeah.
What was the second part of that question?
The second question was, what's the biggest thing that surprises you about Little House fans?
Oh, that's right.
Ages. There's how many young ones there are. That blows my mind.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful. Actually, Alison, I agree with that. When we go to events, this is where we connect with people, and you see people who are in their 60s and 70s approaching the table, and you see teens and tweens, and they are all devoted fans. I think the amazing thing about all this, and we always have to be, we are frozen in time for people. We never change on the program. So our lives have gone in different directions, but people keep discovering this as young people, and it will always work for young people. It's admittedly a little slower than television is
that's
today.
What's so nice about it. That's
it's
so
definitely
remarkable
slower
about it. And kids need to be slowed up a little bit.
Down. No, I don't disagree with that. But I agree with Alison. It's the breadth. It's the breadth of age of fandom that's just really off the charts.
They'll come to the table multi-generational.
Yeah,
You'll have the daughter, the granddaughter, the great-granddaughter, and they're all like, and we all watch. And I expect, of course, people my age, so they would have been 11, 12 watching the show, and then the people a little younger. Then there's the rerun generation, and there's a whole gang of women in like early 40s who, like, that's a big block, and there's that rerun generation. So I expect to see them. But these people come to my table and I feel like a crazy little old lady because I'm like going, how old are you, dear? Because I'm amazed. And they're like, I'm 17. And I just started watching it.
Well,
and
at the
I'm like,
Simi event for the 50th, there were little girls there. I mean, along with families wearing bonnets.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so multi-generational. It was insane.
The little boy dressed as Mr. Olsen. I will never recover.
Oh, right. No, I remember that. I remember that.
He rules.
Very cool.
All right,
Yeah,
next question.
yeah.
Oh, no, funny. No question, but wanted to let you know that we had a great time at the Connecticut event together last year, despite JB. Thank you. Okay, next one. Allison, how often do you go home with the random fans?
I know who that's Janet.
That's a really that's a
There's
wow.
a smiley
Seriously?
face.
Yeah, I know who that is. Janet is not a random
never
fan.
tell your secrets.
Great
I love the
question.
phrasing of that question.
And oh, I didn't see this on the back. On the back of the same card, it says, "What did Nellie see in Jason anyway?"
Good question. I'm not sure what I said to Jason. But the science. He was smart. I liked it. I thought he might. I thought it was like getting in the ground floor of Apple. He might be really rich one day.
Right.
Exactly. The kid knows what he's doing. It could be the next Microsoft or something. Yes. Going home with random fans. It does seem like I go home with random fans. She is not a random fan. She had been to my show in New York. I'd met her. She's really good friends with my friend Randy, who I'd never and it was a whole thing of like, well, do I want to stay here? No. And then I was staying at their room, but then they, people went home, and so we don't have the room. So Janet said, well, I'm going home to where I live with my husband, who I'd also met, who'd brought sandwiches. And so they went, well, you could stay at our house if you need to go. I'm like, yeah. So I did. Technically, it appeared that I just gone home with a random couple that I just met at the event. But I met them before. They're not random fans.
Yeah, right.
But
So you say.
Yeah, so I have had things like charity events where I stayed at the home of a board member or some of the French shows.
But we've all done that.
I have magically appeared at the breakfast table in people's homes, which freaks out everybody else in their neighbors.
Okay, Dean, how many people call you Algonzo on the street, or I'm sure they mean Zaldamo or Almanzo.
Almanzo, Zaldamo, Alamanzi.
All of them.
There's another one. Yeah. I have to say that's in Los Angeles, people don't do that stuff. On the streets of New York years ago, lots of calling out. You could be walking down Fifth Avenue, and from across the street, hey, little house, you hear that.
Yeah. But they won't ask for an autograph, but they'll yell from you from across the street.
Just acknowledging that you're there, which is really sort of a cool thing that they do. Now, I do get, when it happens, it's Manly or Zaldamo is sort of, or what's that they say, what was that thing that Mrs. Olson called you and they, and then that opens it, but they know what it is.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay. For Dean, I'm not sure why this is particularly for you, but this is for Dean. Dean, if you could interview anyone dead or alive, who would it be and what would you ask?
A great question.
That's tough.
Wow. I loved Ronald Reagan as a character, as a presence, and what he stood for America. At a time in my life when I was very impressionable, I love the way he spoke to our country. There was something, there was such dignity about him. And I met him one time and shook his hand, and he it was really one of the fascinating things. This was later in his life, and he sort of looked right through me. I mean, he looked at me. Yeah, I think he was great on his cards. He was a great talker. His use of language, the writing that was done for him was beautiful. No, I'd say Ronald Reagan. When I was invited to come and meet him in his office later, I got a beautiful card, handwritten card from his chief of staff, and I didn't do it. And I just I've always sort of kicked myself. He was in the Sumitomo building, which was the famous building from Die Hard.
The Die Hard building. Wait. You're going to meet Ronald Reagan at the Die Hard building, and you didn't go?
I know. But it was just I remember what the card said. Come by and meet the boss.
What the hell? Why?
I didn't go.
And I didn't.
What were you doing?
I would have freaking gone to that.
Nothing so important that I shouldn't have gotten there to
That's
meet the boss.
crazy.
I know. And I've always sort of kicked myself about that. But I loved Ronald Reagan look, now with maybe a deeper sense of the political implications of things that were going on. I've moderated my views there somewhat, but I always thought he was a great presence for our country, and I will always believe that.
But he would be a very interesting person. This was a man who came up as an actor from Bedtime for Bonzo and more serious films, and then was president of the Screen Actors Guild, was governor of California, and then was president. I was like, that's a very interesting career.
He was a Democrat and became a Republican.
Exactly.
He was a Democrat and became a Republican.
I would have interviewed him. That would have been and I would have totally. I can just see my dad's face. We're going to see my Pamela Bob.
He wrote wonderful letters to people. He kept great journals. I think this was a very thoughtful, passionate man about what he believed. And he crafted a beautiful image of himself as someone that you could relate to. He became a grandfatherly figure that America could relate to. And now everyone didn't love him. I get that. No one loves everybody, or there's nobody, everybody doesn't love anybody. So, but I thought he was great.
Well, yeah, and it's not like even that someone that you like. I mean, I would, if interviewing wise, dead or alive. I mean, to interview Nixon. These are very, very interesting people. Yeah. Whether you like what they did or not, whether you agreed with everything they said, from an interview point of view, pull up a chair.
So the question and the questions asked would be in the realm of your transition from, your metamorphosis from being what was then. What we think politics has become so polarized now. There was much more nuance in parties then, I think, than there is today. It's very extreme today, and so I don't think he would have subscribed to that, because I think he would have known that you can't get anything done when you're living on the edges. You can't lead from the edges. You can stir things up from the edges, but you can't lead from the edges. So, or convince enough people to make it happen. But I think that would be an interesting conversation to have.
I do.
Agreed.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough. No more politics. Let's move on.
Okay. I'm so not talking, but here we go on that topic.
Oh, wow. Did we strike a nerve here, Pamela?
No. I agree. No. I completely and totally agree that he would be he's a fascinating character for good or for bad or whatever you feel. Sure. It's just so funny. Your views about him were the polar opposite views that I was surrounded by and in the 80s in New York City.
In my own family, there were different views about that. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's just interesting. I mean, he's a very polarizing figure, and yet we can all agree, fascinating at the same time and interview worthy. So yes, got it. Okay, do you? Okay, I'm gonna botch. Well, sorry. I mean,
good for you. No, good for you.
No, it's just fascinating. Different viewpoints, different perspectives, different where we are in our lives and experiencing the same people, Okay, do you ever regret people only remembering your character's name? And does it hurt doing other roles? Did it? I'm sorry. No. Did it hurt doing other roles? Do you appreciate now that you are far removed from the medium?
But then not. Oh, okay. So it is weird that people do still call me Nellie, because I am 63, almost 64 freaking years old. This is a little bizarre. And she also wasn't.
Nellie's coming all ages.
She's come. That's true. And she wasn't a very nice
Nellie's
person.
never die.
Like, They would never go. People go into show business to be loved. What happened to me?
Right.
So that's weird, but luckily I think it's funny because I think things are funny, and I think Nellie was very funny, and Mrs. Olsen was funny, and the fact that I of all people wound up playing Nellie Olsen of all characters, and that it worked out like it did is hilarious. So I don't mind. So when people call me Nellie, I laugh. I go, okay, well this is just bonkers. Yeah, absolutely. Because of the way the industry is and how typecasting simply does exist
Yeah.
and how many people in castings' brains work. Absolutely, in the 1980s, the way people were very much well, like nowadays, you see movie stars doing TV and people
yeah.
doing all kinds of different
Yeah.
things. The box was this big back in like the 80s, and it's just that there was the ne'er the twain shall meet, and so casting was really weird. People were like, "You play these people, and you play those people," and there was no. Now you see people doing all kinds of wild and crazy things,
Yeah.
playing against type, but they do that. So. Yeah, casting was weird. I told you I had one of my agent, true story, poor Lou Sherrill, bugging this producer, go, oh, this part is perfect for, and they said this takes place in present day, as if I came with a
As if you can't.
costume, my little makeup, and he was like, "Are you insane? What is wrong with you? What is she's not Pioneer Barbie?" So he was horrified. He said, "Wow, these people are really there's typecasting, there's typecast. This is like in bonkers." So there was an element of that. Everybody wound up getting some work. We all did stuff. Many people did very very well. But was it still there? And is everyone still getting called by their character name? Yes, we all are. And I removed from the medium. We're still doing all kinds
still
of
doing
weird stuff. And then I do get called. Do I get called for the bitches? Of course I do. Especially in theater. I've played several nice people. I like theater because I sometimes get to play the nice
You're
person.
a nice person living on a prairie.
Well,
I actually
I'm
purposely
very
did
nice.
that. I purposely wanted you to play that
very
role
nice.
because I wanted people to see that you can be the actual polar opposite
Very nice.
of Nellie Olsen, and she is freaking brilliant.
And then
in
I've
it.
been some wild villains on stage, and no, I have yet another. What's the one? Buster Brooks hasn't come out yet. I haven't had yet another movie coming out. No, we're all doing stuff.
Yeah. Does it bother
What
you?
was the question?
Do you? Sorry. Do you ever
Because
regret
it's a
people
three-parter,
only
it's a
remember
three-parter.
people
It's
only
a
remembering
three-parter.
your character name?
No, I
And
have
being
I have
typecast.
no problem with that.
Did it hurt doing other roles? I assume they mean did it hurt?
I think
I
the
don't-
typecasting.
Oh, did it hurt your
typecasting.
recognition as the other?
Yeah.
No,
It
because
seemed to
I don't
help
think I
you.
was. I don't think I was ever cast too far away from
Yeah.
this thing. I think, there are people who are very specific in how they are seen. Everyone in the world is a casting director. When someone walks in the door, you make a dozen decisions about that person the second you meet them, and you form very quick assessments. And that's what casting directors are there to be. Their job is to be the eyes and ears of millions of people who are going to assess you in a particular way. Mm-hmm. So they have a huge responsibility, and they are attempting to determine very quickly, trusting their own judgments, as how this person who walked in the door will be perceived by people based on their responses to them. And I just think, I think the responses that people got to me were, when I came in the door, were pretty specific and not inaccurate. I don't feel like I tried very hard to change that, but I think there's certain things you just can't change.
Yeah, totally.
And I think as I've gotten older, I've recognized, why would I work so hard to change that? It's not bad
It's
what I'm
working.
bringing in the door. And I'm really happy with what I bring in the door now. So,
Yeah.
but I'm not going into doors anymore as an actor, but I'm happy walking into any door that I walk into in my life. And I feel like it's all going to be good when I come in that door.
And you have been cast as I said, you're that guy. It's Buffy's dad. It's Gidget's boyfriend. It's the prince. It's the historical or fictitious woman's most important man, dude.
Right.
The husband, the boyfriend. You're that guy. But so it is sort of a niche, like a typecasting.
It's a wonderful niche to be in.
Why not?
I have no problem with it.
Right.
I'm very flattered by it. I am endlessly flattered by it, and being associated with the Little House brand the way we all are, the way Alison, you and I are, and Pamela, you are too now. But being associated with it has just been this amazing thing, and I wouldn't trade it for a second for anything.
Right. And if you anybody out there, you want to call me to come play a bitch in your movie, you're like, I will not bat an eye. I will bat an eye. I'll be right over.
The only person I can think of, and I'm sure there are others, but it is rare to be so specifically typed as one thing and only seen at one thing, and then be able to transform it to something else. And that's Mark Hamill from Star Wars, but he went through decades of not catapulting his career like how Harrison Ford did or anyone else, and he was sort of in the shadows for many decades, and then when he came back, he was like an older guy who was like a character actor. He wasn't the young ingenue only pegged in that anymore, and now he's like rocking these amazing, and he's this incredible character actor, like amazing character actor.
And maybe it's me, maybe it's my age. Okay, I like Star Wars movies. I did not think all the girls were going, Mark Hamill's so cute. I did not think he was that cute. He was okay. I think he's cute now. The Mark Hamill who came back.
I agree.
The Jedi one.
And he looks a bit more rugged. He
now we're
looks
talking.
Like a man. He looks rugged and
yes. He looks like a guy.
Agree.
So I think he's hot now.
I agree.
Right. You women objectify this
But there's more. I mean,
poor Mark Hamill being objectified. Poor Mark Hamill.
I'm sure.
Is there more depth? More depth as an actor?
I'm sure he doesn't mind either. I think he's probably really good with it.
No, but he does have more depth as an actor now.
So there's more going on. There's more experience. What's more going on? So it's much more interesting. But yes, I totally think he's hotter now.
I agree. I totally agree.
I know. Yeah, Mark Hamill really needs Nellie Olson saying he's hot.
And also, like, he deserves it. Like, he went through a long time. Couldn't
happen to a nicer guys.
Yep. He deserves it. Yeah. Hey, you guys, this is our last question.
Question.
Okay. Kristen Baruso wants to know, do you have any favorite guest stars?
Oh, for me, Jamie Cromwell. I thought he was spectacular. Now, we didn't know him so well at that point, but what a wonderful career he's had, and he was so good. He was so good. Yeah. So yes, it was also
brilliant casting. It was also brilliant casting because you could see him and Eliza as a couple visually.
Totally.
Like
they angular, tall, angular. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Patricia Neal. That's my favorite. Patricia Neal. Yeah. Patricia Neal. Oh my God, that woman! I mean, it was like bow down. I am not worthy. I am not worthy. First of all, she's like brilliant and really cool. And I got to work with her again briefly. That thing that Murray McDonough did for The Love of May. She had Patricia Neal and Michael Learned and RuPaul and me. It was fabulous. But she was so amazing because the great story about Patricia Neal, she'd been through a lot. She had the stroke in the 1960s, and she had to learn to speak and walk and kind of everything again. She was severely debilitated by the stroke. And this is back in the day when they didn't fix you up quickly like they can now. It was rough. And she had to relearn everything and come back from that. And she came back with a vengeance, and she did it. And when we shot it, everyone was like, are you okay? Are you okay? Is this okay? So like the big deal, the big monologue in the church where she talks about that she's dying and who's going to take her kids. Well, they were like, anything you need. They had the teleprompter, and it's like the 1970s teleprompter, but they had the teleprompter. She's like, oh, thank you. That's so nice of you. She didn't look at that thing once. She got up there and she did the whole thing and memorized it. And that was the whole thing. She played the memory games with us kids. She would ask us our birthday and our name, and then it's which celebrity had the closest birthday, and then she tried to recall it.
Yeah, that good for her.
Training her memory constantly, and she knocked it out of the park, and she did not need notes, and she didn't need the teleprompter because she made herself remember everything. And she was about as inspiring as was possible to be.
He had such a great voice. That voice,
I know.
just a wonderful, wonderful sound. It was just earthy, pure, decent. Yeah, really, really great. Really great. Yeah, that's a great one, Alison. She
Yep.
was a great one.
And she was so nice. She had all of us kids in her dressing room hanging out all day.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. All right, kids. Well.
Oh, okay.
we
I'm going to
did
throw
it.
one more person into
Oh,
the
yeah, do
into
it.
the into the mix for an interview. Jimmy Stewart would have been great.
Yes!
Oh.
I would have
Icon.
loved to interview Jimmy Stewart.
Dean with
Wait,
the
you'll have to do that in
impression.
the Follies,
What?
the show.
So we have
Make
a
you do that
hidden
in the show.
talent?
I did a spoof of It's a Wonderful Life in NoHo years ago, and I was nominated for a Los Angeles Drama Award for doing my best Jimmy Stewart impersonation, and had a great time doing it. It was not a great play, but it was really fun to try and channel Jimmy Stewart.
That's hilarious. Dean,
for a few
you should
hours
be
on stage.
acting. You should be doing more acting. I want to see you act.
As
Still.
says your agent.
Well, let's do something together. Then,
Does your
Pamela,
agent want
'cause,
you to?
I think we'd have
Okay.
a good time doing it. I love your presence. You bring such fullness, richness, authenticity, openness to what we do together. Any of us would be thrilled to be on a stage with you doing anything. You're awesome. Are you frozen? She's frozen.
You broke
I
it.
froze her out.
You broke her Wi-Fi saying that. She got so excited her Wi-Fi broke.
So she'll come back in a second.
Hit her on the
Yeah,
side. Hit
she'll
her
come
with a
back in
hammer.
a second. For hanging with us. And, we always thank our patrons, and thank you for those who came to our live event in New York, and the people who support us on a monthly basis. So grateful for that. We, as you can tell, I hope you can tell, we have so much fun doing this, and so thank you.
And
Alison,
thank you
what
for all
do you have to say to the peeps?
I said, well, thank you for all you random people letting me stay in your house. Because apparently I'm going home with random.
You just show up with your bags, and you're not going to. Can I stay with
Can I
you?
stay at your house?
Yeah.
That was practically what happened, so it was kind of nuts. But yes, I have. I've just popped up. Hi, I'm staying with you. I'm not picky, but there you go. Who would I interview? Gosh,
Yeah, who
it'd
would you interview?
be a hell of an interview. Rose Wilder Lane, Laura's daughter.
Oh, I think that would be a tremendous.
I want to hear what was going on in Albania in a Jeep. What did you what?
I'd like to know what was going on at Rocky Ridge Farm. Frankly, I know. I think that relationship. I think that relationship is one of the really great, as yet untested or unprobed relationships from a literary perspective. It's been probed. It would be great to see it probed cinematically, because I just think there's a great story there.
And I want to know, how did you meet Roger McBride, and what was this bond with Roger McBride that you decided he is the guy? He is the guy. I'm going to leave him the whole little house thing and let him do whatever the heck he wants. She's back.
She's back. She's back.
Sorry about that. I have no idea. Well, I have no idea what you just said to me. I will have to wait until this episode comes out, because my Wi-Fi went out
really good.
just right before you were about to compliment me.
Yeah, I know. It was really
really good.
Yeah.
I can't wait
All
to
right.
hear what it is.
So let's okay, good. So let's say good night or goodbye, Pamela, and so take us out.
Y'all, thank you for being here. Come, our socials, Little House 50 Podcast, our website, littlehouse50podcast.com. Our show notes and all of this are going to have all of our events and stuffs, goings-ons there. Our Simi Christmas, what is it called? The Christmas event? What is the official title of it?
Yeah, so it's the Little House on the Prairie cast reunion.
That's it.
Holiday. It's the holiday Little House on the Prairie cast reunion. And then we're doing what we are calling... you are hosting what we are calling VIP Plus presentations in St. Rose Church at Strathern Park.
That's right.
It's a very special ticket you have to get into that. That's not anybody can just walk in.
Not anybody can have access to me. That's right. I'm a VIPer, baby. I've made it. Anyway, that's really exciting. That's coming up next weekend. So, you guys, thanks for being here. It's time. Bob, go get the wig. Let's fly. Woohoo! And hope my Wi-Fi stays on. Yeah!